Right, let's get right to it. So estrogen. Estrogen is our powerhouse hormone. I like to call it the queen bee of the hormone family, especially when it comes to women's health. So while most people know it's the hormone behind puberty and periods, estrogen actually has a hand in almost everything, from energy levels and libido to how we age and where we feel fabulous or fatigued. It's like a backstage manager that doesn't always get the credit it deserves, quietly running the show and sometimes causing a few surprise plot twists. Let's dive into the exciting world of estrogen and see how it keeps us feeling youthful, energized, and occasionally how it might sneakily start to slip. Have you ever wondered why you feel like running a marathon one day and can barely crawl out of bed the next? That's estrogen at work. During our reproductive years, estrogen levels rise and fall throughout the menstrual cycle. These fluctuations have a direct impact on our energy levels. During the first half of the cycle, as estrogen rises, most people feel alert, energized, and ready to tackle the world. Estrogen has a bit of a can-do vibe that can leave us feeling on top of things, boosting motivation and productivity. You love a boost of estrogen. However, as estrogen dips just before menstruation, that pep in your step might fade into fatigue, sometimes making us feel a bit more sluggish. This hormonal ebb and flow is one reason why some days you're a dynamo and then other days you're wanting to crawl into bed at 2 p.m. Now, during the menopause, when estrogen takes a nosedive, it can lead to prolonged periods of low energy. Estrogen is linked to serotonin, our feel-good neurotransmitter, which is why low levels can bring us down, make our mood a bit flat, and really rob us of our stamina. It's why, as we age, sometimes we need a little extra push, perhaps a coffee, to get through the day. Or for some women in menopause hormonal replacement treatment. And we'll talk more about that as we go through the hormone episodes. Let's talk about fatigue, because lots and lots of my patients will have this as their main area of concern. Just tired, just dragging themselves out of bed. Fatigue is one of those sneaky symptoms that we do see with fluctuating estrogen levels. And it can catch you off guard. You don't necessarily know when it's going to happen. You're not prepared for it. Estrogen doesn't just keep your mood buoyant. It also involves keeping us physically active and mentally energized. So when estrogen levels drop, particularly during menopause, fatigue can really creep in, making it feel like your body just isn't keeping up with your normal to-do list. Suddenly, activities that once felt effortless, whether it's work or exercise or socializing, just seem exhausting. Low estrogen affects your sleep quality too, which is why many people experience that sort of night sweats and insomnia as they approach menopause. So if you're waking up more tired than when you went to bed, it's probably not just those late night Netflix binges, which I don't necessarily encourage. It might be estrogen's role in maintaining stable energy levels. And when they're dipping, your energy levels are dipping with them. Now, estrogen also plays an important part in libido. It's definitely part of the libido equation. It's got an influence on sex drive, keeping you fired up during the reproductive years, and promoting healthy blood flow, particularly to the pelvic area, which is essential for arousal. When estrogen is not at a good level, libido tends to be bit flat, but when estrogen's back there, your libido can pick up again. During menopause, but also after childbirth, libido can sometimes take a bit of a backseat. And certainly, like we said, menopause, it feels like you're actually pressing the pause button on desire. Estrogen drop can result in lower vaginal lubrication, which makes intimacy uncomfortable, adding a whole new dimension to the libido dilemma. Now, this does not mean that menopause or aging is the end of a healthy sex life. On the contrary, I want to talk about maintaining your sex life into menopause and, importantly, during that post-baby era too. I want you to understand the hormonal shifts, understand the treatments available so that you can perhaps make informed decisions and talk to your doctor about what you can do to improve libido, energy, sex drive, both post-baby and in the menopause time. Now, it isn't just estrogen that affects libido, of course not. Emotional intimacy, stress, these things all play a role. And we will talk about the role of testosterone in our later episodes regarding hormones. Now I want to skip on to estrogen's role in aging. And I'll be honest with you, if you could bottle estrogen, I'd be buying it by the bucket loads. The hormone helps keep skin smooth, hair lush, bones strong. Estrogen supports collagen production, which keeps our skin elastic and youthful. So when estrogen dips, collagen production slows. Skin can start to sag and lose its glow. This is one of the reasons that wrinkles and fine lines are more produced during and after menopause. Now, estrogen also has a protective effect on bones, and without it, bone density can decrease, leading to a greater risk of osteoporosis and fractures. So it might be worthwhile when you're considering menopausal treatments that you also consider things like calcium and vitamin D supplements, weight exercises, and try to get that resistance exercise in also, where we're looking at building both the muscle scaffold and the bone density. Let's not forget our hair. As estrogen levels drop, hair may thin, and some people lose hair quite markedly. It's all part of that hormonal package of aging. But again, there are things that we can do. Aging gracefully isn't just about maintaining estrogen levels. Lifestyle changes like nutrition, exercise, stress management, these have a lot of impacts. I'm actually pretty much in favour of menopausal hormonal treatments. However, I do want them hand in hand with a really good base layer of lifestyle healthy aging. So looking at estrogen levels and the whole roller coaster that we expect with it, life with estrogen can be a bit of an up and down. From puberty to menopause, we experience an array of highs and lows, and each phase has its unique set of challenges and perks. In the reproductive years, estrogen's fluctuations are most obvious, with premenstrual syndrome, mood swings, and the cycle of energy peaks and troughs. During pregnancy, estrogen skyrockets, creating the famous glow that we get in early pregnancy. And it boosts a feeling of wellness. But as we all know, it can also lead to the emotional ups and downs, and in extreme cases, postpartum depression. As menopause approaches, estrogen levels decline, and symptoms like hot flushes, mood swings, low libido can feel like your body's thermostat is on the fritz. However, this time of life can also be an opportunity to embrace the change with a bit of a sense of humour and grace. Easier said than done, I know. I remember my mum trying very optimistically to refer to her hot flushes as energy surges. Hard to do when you're still working and giving presentations or meetings in the boardroom and your makeup is sliding from your face. So let's talk about keeping estrogen balanced naturally initially. As I said, I'm still a big fan of hormone replacement therapy, but let's look at the natural balance that we can achieve. Diet and exercise play a huge role. Foods rich in phytoestrogens like soy products, flax seeds and nuts can help mimic estrogen's effect in the body, potentially helping with some of the symptoms of low estrogen. Exercise, particularly strength training, not only boosts energy, but also maintains bone density and your mood. Importantly, let's not forget the power of stress management. I know it sounds a bit airy-fairy just to throw it out there, but stress produces the hormone cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that can mess with estrogen levels over time. Incorporating stress-reducing practices like meditation, yoga, or even a daily walk can make a huge difference in how well your body handles these hormonal changes. Really reflect on that. Think of how you manage hormonal fluctuations at times when life is breezy and easy and you're well slept, compared to how you would manage it during high stress, burnout, busy, spinning too many plates, too many tabs open. Things that I find useful in managing stress are guided meditations. I like using Headspace, the Calm app, but actually getting out into nature, getting out into greenery, looking at the clouds, looking at the sky, exercising socially as well. These are fantastic for those awful busy days where you just need to debrief with a friend, but get the added bonus of some sunshine and some endorphins. So wrapping up, estrogen is much more than just a reproductive hormone. It's like that friend you've always had in the background, supporting us from the inside out. It boosts energy, it keeps our libido alive, and even helps us age a bit more gracefully. But as with any good friend, it's not always smooth sailing. Hormonal shifts can be challenging, especially when estrogen decides to take a long holiday during menopause. The good news is that understanding estrogen's role can help us make better choices about things like hormonal therapy, and it helps us take better care of ourselves. Look at your nutrition, look at your lifestyle, explore hormone therapy options. We can support our bodies as estrogen levels change. Estrogen may be a mystery sometimes, but with a little bit of patience and some self-care, we can keep living our best lives at every stage. So here's to estrogen, the unsung hero of energy, aging, and yes, even a little extra spice in life.